The 75-lap Sportsman feature at Super Dirt Week was one for the record books. Shane Pecor takes the win in the Zero Machine, but it was all Dave Marcuccielli from the start of this race. He jumped out in front and his M1 was setting the pace. When a red flag came out, they refired the cars and he drove off, had no power steering in that M1. It was only a few laps later the car grenaded, lost the motor in that race car while he was leading. That opened the door for Rob Bublak in the 27, Shane Pecor in the 0, and Adam McAuliffe to wage a wicked battle over the last probably 40 laps of this one. The three of them, McAuliffe was close enough to be a part of the action, never really took the lead himself, but because it was Rob Bublak who really had the advantage until late in the race when lap traffic played a factor and Shane Pecor found a lane that nobody considered and drove it all the way to the win with the last lap pass. It was a phenomenal race. Let's hear what the winners had to say. Oh, Shane Pecor, that's the kind of race you got to lay in bed. That's the kind of race that you lay in bed and think about. It's the reason you want to be a race car driver, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, it happened all so fast there. I don't even really remember what happened, but I know I was smacking the wall off of 4, smacking the wall off of 2, and scraping it all down the backstretch. And, at that point it was win it or wreck it. And, these are the kind of races that the fans remember, that's for sure. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
It was so competitive. Like you showed the nose on Robert, you made moves, you took the lead briefly. I mean, every lap for the last 30 or so laps. Talk about the last lap. There's lap traffic ahead of you. You seem to be working better on the outside. Robert seemed fairly committed to the bottom. What's your thought process with the lap cars there?
Just try to go wherever they're not. And I seen Robert, he kept following them in, going into 3. And I don't know who was in front of him, but he would kind of slide out of lane and Robert can get his nose in, but then he'd pinch it coming off of 4. And I knew if he did that the last lap, I had to go as hard as I could into 3. And I smacked the wall coming off of 4 and just put the right rear in the moisture and had enough to beat him to the line. But, that's a heck of a race for the fans and just a pleasure to race with these guys. We all race clean there, and, that's the kind of racing you want to be a part of, and just glad we're standing where we are.
Now tell me the truth. Everyone that came to your car after the race was crying. Did they get you crying?
I was crying before them. I was crying on the backstretch. This is, we're just a little team. We don't have a big budget, but to do big things is pretty special, and it just means a lot because, we raced so hard and everything, and it still puts tears in my eyes.
Rob Bublak comes home in second place, and the trouble with memorable finishes like that, Rob, is somebody has to fall just short, and this year it's you. But, man, what a drive in this Sportsman feature.
Yeah, I mean, this Bicknell car is phenomenal. I thought we were going for it. We had him there. I showed his nose every time lap traffic was coming into play. We threw our nose back in there, and we right there. But this car is so great. I mean, we're coming up here, and we're doing very good. I got to thank my sponsors, Mike and Tony from Reds Roll-Off, for keeping me going throughout this today.
They'll remember that finish for a long time. Rob Bublak finishing second. Adam McAuliffe, unfortunately, you had a great view of that battle. You were in there, but just could never quite establish yourself at the very front. Do you take much happiness out of third place? It was a hell of a race.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much of a voice left. Third place is good. Obviously, we're the second loser, but our DKM Cyclone chassis was awesome. I got better as the race went on, and the top 2 weren't really great with lap traffic, and I kind of was watching, so I had more of an opportunity to take advantage of them. I think with a couple more laps, we would have been good.
How much speed do you think that mustache was good for this week?
It's worth at least a couple horse.
There you have it, Adam McAuliffe. Third place finish on a week of fabulous mustaches.